Beats Planet.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. What's good, y'all? It's the Lombardi. We're back at it again. Yesterday I was doing a draft show because that's what I do this time of year. I do draft shows. When it is time for draft, I will be doing a draft reaction analysis live stream. So you can tune in, get my reactions to my picks, get my thoughts and all that kind of stuff. Because I work really, really hard during draft season, and it'll mean the world if y'all came through. That being said, I was doing a draft show yesterday, and somebody came through my chat box like, "Man, Voch, we just signed Aldon Smith." And I started to say, "Boy, if you don't get your April Fool's ass up out of here, boy, before I block you, boy, what the hell wrong with you, boy?" That's what I start to say. That what was on my mind to say. That was my initial thought to say. to get your goofy ass, April Fool ass, lying to me ass up out of my stream. That's what I started to say. But we kind of signed Aldon Smith for real. Like, he's around. He's in the paint. The paperwork is done. He's ready to get his money, and Roger Goodell just kind of got to hit the stamp, and it's a thing. And I initially didn't know how to think, but I was doing a Cowboys stream. Pardon me, I was doing a live stream for draft yesterday. So now this is my Cowboy stream to talk nothing but Cowboys, because I feel like y'all deserve that, because y'all deserve it, because y'all the best. You know what I'm saying? So let's react to this Aldon Smith thing. I have my phone line set up, or at least I'm setting them up right now. So if you want to call in and give your reaction to the Aldon Smith news, the number's on the screen. It's in the description, 515-606-5187, access code 309104. If you want some action, right? The phone lines are lit. But if you talked up all of your anytime minutes, anytime, I'll still be corresponding with the chat box or whatnot, if that's what y'all want to do. And I might get Brother Law Nation up here just to kind of get his thoughts and opinions on things as well. So it's gonna be an interesting show today. It's gonna be interesting. But to get started, I didn't know what to think yesterday. Let me see what Brother Law Nation say. Can't right now. Tonight I'll be free. Cool. What was I saying? Aldon Smith, right? So I didn't know what to think at first. I didn't really know what to think at first, right? I was like, why are we signing Aldon Smith? Like, what sense does it make to sign Aldon? He ain't played football since I was 20 when Aldon Smith was great. Like that 2012 season, I was 20 years old. I'm 28 now. You know what I'm saying? And, he's had the long rap sheet. The one thing I don't want us to do is compare Aldon Smith to Randy Gregory, because them cats is different. Randy Gregory just kind of wanted to smoke weed to deal with his anxieties and depressions and things. Even David Irvin, right? David Irvin just kind of wanted to smoke weed and be lazy. Hey man, it's easy to be lazy. I don't hate David Irvin for wanting to smoke weed and being lazy, but I joke when I say gun under the seat guy, weed in my car guy, DUI guy, high speed chase with the police guy, girlfriend in the trunk guy, kidnap my best friend guy, caught in a bomb threat guy. Also, I was stabbed 3 times. Let's make a mixtape guy. I'm normally joking when I say these things. Aldon Smith Aldon Smith, he kind of went through all those things. He kind of did all those things. All those things are very real with Aldon Smith. So him and Randy Gregory aren't the same. But there are some ways him and Brother Randy are similar, right? Some players have to be what I call current to be good. You know what I mean? Take Dorrance Armstrong, for example. He's got to be the best he could possibly be. He's got to be having a good day. He's got to get 3 or 4 years of consistent training, and then maybe on his best day, he'll show up and be something for you. Then there are the guys like David Irving, Randy Gregory, Aldon Smith, who they don't have to work as hard to be great. They just have a natural talent. They can just hang out. They can just roll out the bed and be great. They can roll out the bed and be great. Those type of players exist. Now, am I saying Aldon Smith is going to roll out the bed and give us double-digit sacks? I don't think so. I think that'll be quite unrealistic. It'll be unrealistic to assume that. You know what I mean? Aldon Smith ain't played football in years. But if you bring him in and make him lift some weights and make him run and get his conditioning back up, then you may have a point. You may have a chance. You may have the ability to get 8 or so sacks out of Aldon Smith if everything is perfect. If the stars align and everything lines up correctly and Ultra Instinct kicks in, then maybe you'll be lucky if you get 8 sacks from Aldon Smith. But if you get 8 sacks from Aldon Smith, that's 6 more sacks than you got from Dorrance Armstrong last year. That's 7 more sacks than you got from Kerry Hyder last year. Hell, if you get 8 sacks, that's 8 more sacks than you got from Joe Jackson last year. You see what I mean? So I don't think we're signing Aldon Smith for him to be Robert Quinn. I don't think that's the vibes here. But I do think he's supposed to come in and compete with the young boys, with Dorrance and Hyder's gone, but Dorrance and Joe Jackson. I think he's there to compete with those guys. I don't think he's competing with Randy and Tyrone necessarily. He definitely ain't competing with D-Law. You know what I mean? So if I put that into perspective, yeah, I'll take a shot on what's his face, Aldon Smith, to see if it works. I'll take a shot on Aldon Smith to see what happens. I'll give it a go. Because at worst, I mean, he ain't making like he's making around like what, $2 million with the possibility to make 4. If that possibility to make 4 kicks in, then that means he's doing a good job with his, with his comeback tour. So cool. We don't really lose anything necessarily. And we're not risking anything necessarily. But we could be acquiring a gangster. I'm not getting my hopes up, but that makes me smile just a little bit. Adrian, what's cracking, man?
What's going on, Voch? How you doing?
Everything, my guy.
So, reason why I'm calling in is I think with Mike McCarthy and this whole new coaching staff, I think what they're trying to do is we're trying to have a defense where we can go out, sign some really cheap, awesome talent, and let them sit behind our starter guys, and then when they go in rotation, we have a better rotation on the back end than what we have in than what we've had in previous years.
And you know what? I don't mind that line of thinking at all, because back in the day when Robert Quinn gets tired and come off the field, Joe Jackson run out there. You know what I mean? So maybe in this situation when whoever, whether it be Crawford or Randy, whoever that, whoever's the right end, when they come off the field, it'll be Aldon or something. Sure, I feel you.
And also with this new CBA, it just seems like now there's like a whole list of players that have been just sitting on the shelf waiting to get back into the fight.
I don't want Josh Gordon.
We don't know what is sitting out there right now. We don't know what type of talent has been sitting at home because they got caught up in weeds. And now that's been sidelined. We don't know what we can find out there. The type of talent that's been chilling, healthier than some of the guys that we have on staff right now.
Sure.
All that stuff.
Yeah, I just don't want us to lean too heavy on these outside guys like that. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to make most of my moves in draft. I still want to build my team with as many young players as I can. But, hey, man, if you can take a chance on somebody. And to be fair, something else that I probably should have said, this was probably a Tom Sula, Mike Nolan move. To be fair, somebody
Right.
probably knocked on somebody's door and says, "Hey, man, I remember what this kid used to be. Let's see what happens." To be fair.
True. I think what they're trying to do is what Denver usually did. Well, what Denver did back when they were winning Super Bowls and stuff like that, where they were building the defense through free agency,
Sure.
and then signing offensive players through the draft.
Sure.
Because it's really hard to tell whether you have some of these younger defensive linemen that are coming out of the draft can be good day one versus going out and signing these older players that know what they're doing.
But we don't know if Aldon Smith gonna be good day one neither. We don't know.
I know, but we got starters already. He can just sit in the cut and wait for his turn.
Absolutely.
While he gets ready.
Absolutely. I dig what you're saying there. Great call, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, basically kind of what I was saying, right? We're just trying to bolster the rotation a little bit. we just ain't trying to run old Joe Jackson out there no more. And nothing against Joe Jackson. Joe is a young developing player. But it'll be nice if Joe was in the same I would say in the same capacity that we look at like Jalen Jokes. Like, hey, you could possibly be some on our team, sit back and develop for a year or two and see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's just kind of sit around and wait and see what happens. And then when it's time to release you to the dogs, you just show up good one day. You just show up good one day and you lead the league in sacks because that's what we do here. The number to call into the show is 515-606-5187, access code 309104. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. I'm gonna check in on the chat box and we might get Brother Law Nation in here for 2 seconds. So let's see what y'all talking about. 956, who this?
Hey Voch, how you doing? It's the Lunatic once again.
What's cracking, Lunatic? What you got for the show, my guy?
Yeah, it seemed like we were just ending last night's stream, and then this news hit. I was same thing as you. I thought this is an April Fool's joke. Aldon Smith, I remember him. Mm-hmm. I remember some of those nasty sacks he did, how he blew up some offenses. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think Ruglock did in the chat. He broke it down earlier. 910,000 guaranteed. Most of it is of his game day incentive sacks. Pennies. Cheap. Bring him in. Compete.
Shouts out
if
to
you
Ruglock.
Don't work.
Shouts out to Ruglock because he is a gentleman and a scholar. He absolutely made a fantastic point right there. It ain't really costing us no monies, you know what I mean? Now, I would be more sick if we signed Jadeveon Clowney for 17 and Jadeveon ended up being whack. You know what I mean? And to be fair, we might still make a shot at Clowney. I don't know. But I would be even more mad if we spent big money and that player ended up whack. But if Aldon Smith ends up whack, nothing happens. We don't lose anything.
Exactly. You pay $17 million for Clowney. He gets you three sacks, a whole bunch of pressures, sure. But 3 sacks, not for that money. Sure. Aldon Smith, he gives you, say, Randy Gregory, 2018. 6 sacks?
Sure.
I'll take that. I'll take that opposite D-Law. I will take that. And again, yes, I know he hasn't played in since 2015.
Right.
Sometimes just because you're young doesn't mean you're good. You've got to learn your way. Aldon Smith can be just a placeholder. Hey, show these guys how to be a professional. Do what you can do. And if you can beat them out, you beat them out. You have your shot. So love this move. Like I said, just get better at every position. Now, does this mean I don't want Chase on if he's there on the draft in 17? Hell no. Get more competition in there. Defensive ends and cornerbacks. You can never have too many of those in the NFL. So just bring them in and keep the better ones.
Fantastic, my good sir. I just got a tweet from Brandon Williams. He added me to a Todd Archer tweet. He says more on the Aldon Smith contract, $910,000 base salary and $40K every time he is on an active game day roster. So he'll get paid as he play. So, he won't be getting money unless he's playing. So if he's playing, if he's playing and he's good, we'll happily pay him. We'll happily give him some bread if he's playing and he's active and he's great. And he has a total incentive totaling $2 million. So, hey, man. So if he gets 8 sacks, right, if he reaches 8 sacks, he will get $500,000. Oh, let me click this button. Wait a minute. If he get 8 sacks, I don't want to click your goofy ESPN link. But it seems like the more you produce, the more money you get. I like that contract. I like it. So
I like it. I like it, too. 47.5 sacks in 56 games for $910,000. Yes, he's been out of the league. let's take a look, kick the tires. If not, see ya. Let's see who else we get in there.
Sure. That's some discipline, man. That's some discipline right there. Y'all need to stop hating on my daggum front office, man. Yo, Lunatic, thanks for the call. You are platinum now, sir. So next time you call in, you know what I'm saying, you get platinum treatment. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it, Vox, and congratulations again on 50K. Great football insight. Can't wait for that draft live stream.
Hey, appreciate you, fam. Let me get this intro together. Let me clear my throat and prepare myself. All right, Cowboys fans, we're gonna do this one way or another. Wait. Let me get this right. Wait. Yeah, we're gonna get this right one way or another. You are listening to Nothing But the Best.
From hits and oldies. What's good, man?
Yo, Law Nation, let me tell you something, dog. I love my live stream music. My stream music is fantastic. A lot of people see walking my music, but this shit right here, Law.
Law. Yeah, that's the Grinders edition, baby.
This shit crazy. Every time you come on my show, goodness, I'm gonna play this because this gonna be your theme song for my show. That's how we gonna run this, brother. Law Nation, what's good, man?
Man, first and foremost, man, hey, shout out to 50,000 followers, man. Oh, my goodness, man.
I cried.
Don't you know that that's more than everybody in our hometown?
14,000 people in Nashville, Mississippi, dog. 14,000 people.
Oh, my goodness, man. They're going to have to name a road after you, man, down there.
They
for
better
real.
not. They better not, man.
Lombardi's driveway.
Brother Law Nation,
my goodness, man.
You don't have long. I know you probably playing daddy right now, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hold you too long. I do want your thoughts on this Aldon Smith thing, man. Just some quick thoughts and I'll let you go, sir.
Oh, man, just like the last caller, man, he was talking about the fact that, hey, let's not leave no stone unturned. We just don't know. Some people, look, I mean, some people are just naturally talented, right?
Sure.
And they get everything given to them and they feel like they're invincible.
Sure.
And that's just who he was. 6'4", 200, and they say he's 70 pounds now. Invincible. For 2 straight years, there was nobody in the National Football League in the history of the NFL had the amount of sacks that this brother had. So I just look at it like this. We can't complain about the rain and also complain about why everything is dry, you see. So I just look at it like this. Man, we just got to look at it like we like Jalen Jelks. Sure. We do, you know, we like his bend, his length and all that, but he's no Aldon. And we like Randy Gregory, your son over there. Yeah. You know, he can bend, get off to the edge, cut the grass with his shoulder blade. That's how good his bend is. But let's stack competition on each other and let these boys play for that battle position at their right defensive end.
Yeah. Understand.
I look at it like that.
I understand, my guy. Did you watch his film?
Oh yeah. I watched your film session too, man. It was a great objectivity on what to look for, Cowboy Nation.
19 and a half sacks, and he was getting them easy. You know what I mean? But in his Raider day, like his last year as a Raider, he got 3.5 sacks. But he got 20 quarterback hits though, so he was getting there.
Right.
He was getting there, and he had a gang of pressure. So I know a lot of people probably just gonna look directly at the sack number. But like I said, man, if he can come in and give us 3.5 sacks, 20 hits, and a gang of pressure, then we kind of win a little bit. That's still winning for us because, like I said, if he gets 3 sacks, that's I gotta do my math. Wait a minute. That's 3 more than Joe Jackson, 2 more than Kerry Hyder, and that's still 1 whole sack more than Dorrance Armstrong. So I don't think we lose if we can get him in shape and get him, you know, lifting weights, eating them peanut butter sandwiches and protein shakes and all that. You know what I mean? If we can get him back to something, and he give us anything, I don't mind him being a rotational guy backing up Randy or backing up Tyrone Crawford because he's 30. He ain't. I think Randy's still like 28. So that gives Randy the advantage there. But Aldon is 30, which ain't old. But if it works out, it works out. Plus we currently paying him less than $1 million, and he won't make more than that unless he's producing. So I like it all the way, man. You know, the contract, the low risk, the potential high reward, even if it's a mid-level reward, is better than what we had back up last year. So
Yes, indeed. And then on top of that, I saw some film where they put him on the right or the left side as the outside linebacker.
Sure.
And I just look at this team. It's the different team. And it could be setting up for what you want out of the draft. I've seen where you said you want CD Lamb.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes, bro. Let me tell y'all
but
something.
that's good vibes. But I look at it like this. I don't like defense. I love defense.
Sure.
Forget offense. I'm team defense all the way.
Sure.
I know you can't stand defensive backs and things like that and beyond. Right. But the way the Cowboys are moving right now, it seems like Mike McCarthy saying, okay, defense, y'all can pick out y'all toys. But I want the new toys. I want the new toys to come out of the draft. It could be like that. That's what I'm thinking.
I tell you what, though, man. It seems that out of all the free agency loss that we've had, we've addressed every position but slot receiver. Everything but slot receiver. Now, going into the draft, you can draft whoever you want. You can do whatever you want to do in the draft. The best thing about it is that we got 7 rounds to do it. We got 7 rounds to get it done. You truly got 4 rounds to find your true impact guys. And you can use the rest of the rounds to kind of fill your depth out a little bit. So if we don't take a corner, look, you love defense. Fine. 3 out of the first 4 picks.
Let me pull a big game, James. Hey,
we don't scream.
999 we don't. Your mind.
We don't scream on my channel.
I got to, man. When I look at this, man, think about it. We talking about stuff that we don't like. We talking about stuff we love. And you got people up in here dropping $10 and $20. John, was it Joe Juan? What's good with you, man?
And Abram Ramirez. Hey, ¿qué pasa contigo, mi amigo? What's up, Fashion Law Nation? Salute to you, Abram. Appreciate it for dropping a dime in the super chat. Joe Juan Isom, new subscriber here. Appreciate your work. Appreciate you, Joe Juan. Salute to you. Thank y'all so much for appreciating what we do over here. Trying to give y'all some good analysis in the morning. Well, it's noon. Some good analysis in the noon.
Second J is silent. Yeah, shout out to
in the noon. What was we saying though? Yeah. So you like defense. Law, we can spend 6 picks on defense. We got 7. We can spend 6 picks on defense. I genuinely want that first pick to be the best player I could possibly get, Law Nation. You know what I mean? I think sometimes people sleep on how good 2nd and 3rd round picks can be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They kind of sleep on that. Michael Gallup is a working 3rd round pick for you. Jalen Smith is a working 2nd round pick for you. So let's not be weary. Cheeto is a starting 2nd round. Jordan is a starting 3rd round pick. So let's not be wary of that. I don't think we should look at need at all until we get to day 2. If we can get a top tier tackle, like a left tackle, offensive tackle, if we can get a top tier offensive tackle at 17, if they're truly top tier, let's just get that guy. If they're truly top tier but they play receiver, let's just get that guy. You know what I mean? We just signed who the hell? We just Dontari. We just signed Gerald McCoy. If we can if Derek Brown has some weed in his car the morning of the draft and they Skyped in and they said, hey, man, Derek Brown going to be there at 17, we take him.
Every year somebody drops, man, and we should be ready for this year. Yeah. Somebody's going to drop. And if it's that Brown kid, oh, my goodness. But if, like you said, if they should stay true to their board and do best play available. And if your boy CD drops, then go for it. But I don't think the Raiders land. You know how they do. And the 49ers, them 2 teams right there.
The only thing
they're gonna try to look at the wide receivers.
The only thing that helps me sleep at night with those guys is that the Raiders have a pick at 19 and the Niners have a pick at 31. So they still got 1st round picks to spend on wide receivers. There's some pretty good end of the 1st round wide receivers they can get. So what I think they're going to do, I think when they're on the board, respectively, 12 and 13, I believe. Yeah, 12 and 13. When they're on the board, respectively, it's going to be a top-tier defender there. It's going to be a top-tier defender there. You know what I mean? So I think they'll end up going defense. And another thing that helps me sleep at night, Law Nation.
What's that?
When you look at the type of player CeeDee Lamb is and the type of players they currently have on their rosters, they have players like CeeDee Lamb. They're looking for more of a Henry Ruggs type player. You see what I mean? Think about the Jets. The Jets may be looking at receiver, but they let go of Robbie Anderson, who's a speedy guy. They may want to get their speed back. The Raiders, who the hell the Raiders got on they? I don't know who the hell the Raiders got playing receiver.
They got a good guy. I don't know whether or not it's speed or not, but they got good guys at tight end. I think they just got a hold at wide receiver.
They got size, but they looking for speed. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the 49ers, they got Deebo Samuel. They got a yak guy. They may want to take the top off their defense or whatever. So, hey, man, look, I'm not saying CeeDee Lamb is going to be there without a doubt. I ain't saying that because I would be ignorant to try to predict the draft like that. But I don't want to hear nobody say CeeDee Lamb ain't going to be there, because if you look at your 5 offensive linemen, your potential 4 quarterbacks, your Okudah, your Simmons, your Brown, your Kinlaw, your CJ Henderson, I just named like 15 people, and I haven't even named a receiver yet. That's 15 spots.
I mean, you named a lot of good spots right there. By us being at 17, it could be a pivotal spot for quarterback trade up play. So somebody's going to look at that position and they probably start sweating.
I'm not trading
those teams that won a lot of games last year, but is picking behind us, that really want their quarterback. Do you dance with the devil? I'm talking about the Patriots, the Saints. Do you dance with them? Do you say, okay, I move back, slide back like Michael Jackson, get back?
I tell you what, man.
Greedy.
A lot of people want to be cute and trade back and get more picks because they think more picks is always more attractive. The Cleveland Browns passed up on Carson Wentz and Pat Mahomes being cute. They passed up on Deshaun Watson being cute, trading back, getting more picks. The Browns they trade away from these great picks. You know what I mean? They trade away from these great picks for the sake of having more picks. I tell you what, sometimes you would rather have the elite player than to get the 2 picks in the 20s and be like, okay, these picks in the 20s, I got Jabril Peppers and David Njoku now. All right. Huh?
True.
I just spent my first round picks on Jabril Peppers and David Njoku. Did it work out? Hell no, it ain't work out for you. Sometimes it's best to just take that best player that's there, to just get that gangster that's there. And I truly think if there's a truly game-changing, could be the best player in 3 years type of guy on that board, I'm not trading away from that dude so I can have a pick in the 20s, a second round talent. Hell wrong with y'all, man.
All right, so before I bounce up out of here, so do you do the inverse? You got 7 picks. You already made some moves in the draft, all in the free agency, although some of those guys are long in the tooth. Do you sit there and say, man, I think that we got it to get this difference maker? Let's just move up. Dance with the devil on that aspect of it.
My problem with moving up to draft somebody, Law Nation just said, I love defense and I want defensive players. If I say Law, I'm taking away 2 of your defensive players to move up and get an offensive guy. You'll be sick of me then. You'll be sick. You'll be sick. But then you'll be like, well, Voch, what if you trading up to get a defensive player? Then I'm going to be sick because you taking offense off the board. You know what I mean? So I think you could just keep your picks. Keep your picks because – regardless of what y'all feel about some of these players, you need as many quality starters as you can, and you never know when you're gonna need somebody. We're always on the board of, hey man, like let's, we don't need this many picks. We got a pretty filled out roster. Let's move up and get one great guy. Well, you may not feel like you need a Connor McGovern till you need him. You see what I'm saying?
True.
And then when you need him,
there's always those head scratches. Remember a couple years ago, or was it last year, the Saints. They moved up and got Davenport. We was like, what the?
Marcus Davenport, yeah, they moved up.
Yeah, but he turned out pretty good for him. But look what they gave up to get him. Yeah, so you think that we're going to do something like that? Do you think that? Do you feel that? Or you think, nah, we're going to sit right there?
We better be right.
Hold on. Right. What were they right on Davenport, though?
Davenport cool, but Davenport hasn't been Khalil Mack. Davenport been solid as Davenport. And if I'm trading up, 2 first-round picks, I need Khalil Mack. I need that. Anything less than that, I'm pissed off. So, nah. Nah, it ain't work out.
You go.
But shouts out to Davenport, though.
The infamous Voch Lombardi, man, with the education for the nation, man, on this draft. Man, I really appreciate you, man. All of this film sessions and and your information that you're giving out to the people.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
plug your
like
stuff.
he said, man. Y'all subscribe, man, to Voch Lombardi. Hey, and y'all also subscribe to Law Nation, LAW Nation. I'm everywhere: Facebook, MySpace, Black Planet, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. You know how it goes down. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
Your theme music so cold. All right, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Oh, man. Hey, man. Law Nation music so cold. Law Nation shit so cold, man. Let me get this up out of here. But listen. I like my theme music. Like, I love my theme music, right? Like, look, like, this is fire. Don't get me wrong. This is fire. Every time this music, like every time this comes on, I see people like sea walking and shit, sea walking, high fiving each other. It's a good time and shit. You know what I mean? This is it's fire. I love my music, but law shit cold, man. Anyway, call into the show. Call into the show, man. The number to call in is 515-606-5187. Access code 309-104. If y'all want to give your thoughts on Aldon Smith. I think we pretty much summed the player up good, man. I watched the film on him last night, man, and I was cool with what we came away with. But hey, man, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. Don't live in a world of expectation. You know what I mean? Because if you expect too much, oh boy, Aldon Smith gonna come in this thing and be Von Miller. Well, you know, that show fought for that show fought for thinking such. Let's get into the phones though. Let's see what we talking about. We got Willie. What's happening?
Hey.
Turn your radio down. Turn your house down. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear everything. Yeah. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Voch, man? Appreciate the content and everything, man.
Yeah.
I so love it, man.
Appreciate
I'll be
you.
at work watching. I'll be like, you're doing your thing.
Okay.
Just some quick thoughts. Smith. Number 9. What you say? 900,000? What is it? 910?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's a good number for him, man.
Right.
And, we just need. I think that what you were trying to get to earlier, and what you were saying, I was listening. They push a lot of Garrett guys out, and they're trying to get new guys in and try to build this team from scratch, especially defensive line, because we lost a lot of guys, and we're just trying to get back where we can.
Pushing those Garrett guys out. Man, yeah. I just think that the league is a lot more lenient on suspending players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's mostly what it is now. Like if we have an opportunity for Randy Gregory to play a full season, or for Aldon Smith to play a full season, like let's just reinstate him and see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's reinstate him and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then based on the TMZ video that Jay Glazer put out, he was talking highly upon Aldon Smith. He was saying, that he was in his they got like an Alcohol Anonymous therapy group.
Yeah,
or whatever.
That's what they were saying. Jay has. He has like a little thing going on for all the alcohol.
Yeah, that's dope. So that's dope. If he's turned everything around and he's in good shape, then he's a Garrett guy. So
he's a Garrett guy.
He's a Garrett guy anyway. So
yeah. But just want to call in and let you know.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call, man. Stay safe in this quarantine, bro. All right, I got you. Will over there babysitting, man. Will over there. Poor them kids tearing up something back there. Hey, Will almost put his mouth over the phone like, y'all sit down. Shouts out to Will for keeping it together, man. Hey, if y'all want to call into the show to give your reaction, number to call in is 515-606-5187. Access code 309-104. I was on the stream with Law Nation, but hey, Rue Glock, you got the promotion, man. You got one. Salute to you, man. Rue Glock does a lot of good things. I think he is of the same opinion that I am in terms of how we're gonna keep this chat box going and all that. And he good people. So Rue is one of my shooters now. But to touch on what Law was saying earlier in terms of does this affect draft strategy, I don't think so. I think if anything, this means that I don't think we're gonna draft people late. Draft defensive ends late in the draft at this point. You see what I mean? If you were to draft a defensive end like really, really late, somebody that's a developmental guy, somebody that's a rotational piece, a depth guy, they'll be those later round picks, those 4, 5, 6 round picks. I think we'll only go at defensive end in the draft if somebody truly top tier is on the board. I think if like Chason is there, we'll go. You know what I mean? If Chason is on the board, we may take that shot. Somebody on the phone? Somebody's not on the phone anymore. Okay. I think what was I saying? If Chason is on the board, that's your pass rusher from LSU, twitchy pass rusher guy. If he's on the board, I think they'll still kind of go in that direction. But I just think the Cowboys are putting themselves in a situation where they can truly take the best player there. And I think that's going to be a wide receiver. I know I'm saying CeeDee Lamb, but it may not always be CeeDee Lamb. Like, it could be Jerry Jeudy. I've been hearing that people in the league aren't as high on Jerry Jeudy as media people. I mean, as the scouts are on Jerry Jeudy. And, I think Jerry Jeudy's pretty good. I think he's pretty good. I think he's a top-tier guy. I think Jerry Jeudy's fantastic. Is he my number one receiver? I don't think he's my number one receiver, and I think I'm pretty clear on who I think my number one receiver might be. If you've just been keeping up with Voch Lombardi, you've been keeping up with things that I've been saying, you may have an idea of who my number one guy is. But if CeeDee Lamb is my number one guy, but the other teams like Jeudy more, perfect. That's even better for me. Let's get back to the phones though. Javante.
What's up, Voch? This Vaughn from Shreveport.
Hey, what up, Vaughn? What you got, man? What's good, man? Hold on, man. This is my day.
Hey, man.
Let me fix this,
hey,
man.
Boy, you've been preaching for about 2 years, man.
You said I've been what now?
You've been preaching for 2 years, man. Hey, I'm out here delivering mail, man. I'm sending mail. So I was like, let me call my boy. I'll never call in.
Hey, man.
Check it out.
Hey, be safe out there in that wilderness, Vaughn. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, what's good,
hey,
though,
bro,
man?
Hey, man. Hey, bro, I got my mask on, my gloves on. I'm picking my cotton, bro.
What you got for the show, my guy?
Hey, check it out, man. Hey, I know we don't want to move up to get CDs. You know how I feel about CDs. You feel the same way.
Yeah, man.
But, man, if CDs fall to, like, 15, will you move up two spots to get them?
No, because I don't think – okay, so Denver's at 15 and Atlanta's at 17. They're at 16. So I don't think Atlanta gives you a fear of taking receiver, and I don't think Denver is neither. If CeeDee Lamb is on the board while Denver is on the board, I don't think they'll go for the CeeDee Lamb type player because they got Cortland Sutton. They kind of got a guy like that. So if CeeDee Lamb on the board at 15, I feel good about him getting to 17. You just kind of got to figure out who's on the board. Now, if I wanted offensive line and Denver's on the board, I may have a problem. If I wanted Kinlaw's on the board and Atlanta's in front of us, I might have a problem. You see what I mean? But I don't think they give you any problem in terms of like taking CeeDee Lamb.
Hey, bro, this CeeDee Lamb cat, let me tell you something, man. I watched the film on this cat, and I watched your breakdown. Man, bro, this cat right here, bro.
It's fantastic.
This that Super Bowl ticket, bro. I'm telling you, it's the Super Bowl ticket here. I'm telling you. If people don't know, keep sports that on.
if people don't understand my CeeDee Lamb stance, just watch my film session, right? Just he is a 6'2". He's built like DeAndre Hopkins. I keep saying that. Yeah. He's not a similar player.
Better,
he can be better. He can be better. I think Hopkins is I think he's better with his routes because he's super physical running his routes or whatever. But CeeDee Lamb is a good route runner. He has good size. But I think CeeDee Lamb is better when he has the ball in his hands. He's a better yak guy, Nuke Hopkins kind of got one gear, but CeeDee Lamb can stop and go and make people miss, then turn the burners on. I think CeeDee Lamb can develop and be better than DeAndre Hopkins.
I think so too, bro.
And it make me sick. Hold on, Von. It make me sick when people be like, yo, Voch, why are we taking CD Lamb in the first when we can take Michael Pittman in the fourth? Okay, that's like y'all saying. That's like y'all look. That's like they saying let's pass up on Deshaun Hopkins. I mean DeAndre Hopkins, but let's get Cordero Patterson in the fourth. That's what they saying. That's what they saying. Let's go get Lucky Whitehead in the fifth. You know what I mean? No, I'm getting the best player, dog. Give me CD Lamb and quit playing, dog.
Hey, check this out, Voch. Hey, I ran this by Law on this live stream tonight, man. I was saying, man, can you imagine Gallup on the outside, Lamb on the outside? And that may not be the all game because, you know, Cooper can play all three positions.
Sure.
Man, if you put Cooper in that slot, bro, I promise you, by that third quarter, bro, whoever that slot receiver is, he's walking off the field. I promise you. He ain't drinking no water. He's walking off. He's going in the locker room.
Good luck to him. Good luck to him. And I tell you what, man. Everybody wants your defense to be great. You want to know a good way to make your defense great? Score points. If you score points, your defense will be fantastic. Ugh.
It will. Bro, that's what the team was built for last year.
Yes, sir.
You know, with those as marinara guys, the rush men, you know, it was built for that. But man, we didn't have that 40, as they say, that 40 burger mentality.
Yes.
You know,
our defense was just
but
terrible.
This coach we got now, Doc, he got a 40 burger mentality.
Hey man, we'll see what happens. Yo, Von, I just made you platinum, man. So next time you call in, you get platinum treatment. Appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you for taking the call, bro.
Yes, sir. Shouts out to all my first-time listeners. I know I got a gang of subs over the last month or so. I got a gang of new people. So there are a gang of new people that's listening to my live stream that didn't used to listen to my live stream at first. So first of all, welcome to all the new people. Chat box, is there anybody brand new in the chat box that didn't used to be here? Like this y'all first time watching a live stream, or y'all are new to the channel relatively? Make yourself be known so my old chat box people can welcome you accordingly. You know what I mean? We have a pretty good dynamic here, you know? I love my chat box because we keep trolls out this month. We keep trolls out my chat box. So it's legit conversation going on in there. It's not just a whole bunch of extra stuff. So look at all these new people right here, man. Shouts out to my new folk. Hey, if you an old chat box member, make my new chat box people feel comfortable, man. Go ahead, shout them out or something. Make them feel comfortable. Talk some ball with them. Let's get into these phones, though. We got plenty more reaction to get into. We got a bunch of numbers I don't recognize. Let's see what happens. 562. What up? Who this?
Hey, what up, boss man? Congrats on 50K. This is Tyler from Long Beach.
Hey.
I'll be honest with you, brother. I am not a caller. I'm rarely in the chat box. I'm basically just a viewer of your content, which I love.
Okay.
Been a sub to you for probably over a year now.
Okay.
But I saw Aldon Smith. I saw your live stream. I had to jump in the calls. So I worked for the Detroit Lions in 2011 in their scouting department. So we were at every game. Okay. And if you remember from 2011, what happened between Schwartz and freaking Harbaugh after the game, Niners v. Lions, that little fracas that happened on, I'm like 50 feet away from all that. So basically they have the handshake. Harbaugh kind of hits Schwartzy a little hard on the back. Schwartz turns around and says, "What the F was that?" Harbaugh replies with "F you," and that's why Schwartz just jumps him and just sprints after him and starts running after him. Yeah. And I'm about 50 feet away, kind of like towards the the tunnel area.
Sure.
And I feel someone come down the tunnel, like I feel like a presence. And I turn around, and 99 hits me square in the shoulder as he runs, and just tries to get into the fracas because our entire offensive line just basically bum rushed Harbaugh right in that corner coming off the field. But
you know, we call you,
I
sir.
really do love your content, man.
We call you a victim of progress. You had to get tumbled in order for Aldon Smith to be great, sir. You a legend.
Oh man, and he killed us that day too. I think he killed us that day. We tried to scheme him up. We threw our two tight ends at him. We threw a running back at him and tried to chip him and all this jazz. And I think he had like 2 sacks that day or something still. And just that guy's a monster. So low risk, high reward for you guys. I mean, I like the signing. I don't think it hurt you guys in any way. Just want to call and say hi and just kind of share that story with you.
We'll see what happens, man. Appreciate it, Ty. What's it like to be a scout, man?
Hey man, it's cool. So I played I played receiver in college, and then I was the scouting intern 2011 for the Lions. And basically, what you're doing all day is you're breaking down either college tape or because I was literally the lowest man on the totem pole. I'm breaking down film on like practice squad guys around the league. So our GM at the time, Martin May, he would just say, "Hey Tyler, here's a list of 20 guys who we're thinking about either potentially signing or potentially looking at. Give me, a 20 clip cut of each guy, what they're good at, what they're not good at. Kind of here's our criteria, and then just kind of go from there." So I'm just kind of creating these little cut-ups as kind of a snapshot of what the player is in about 20, 25 plays. They're very best, they're very worst, and then somewhere in between of what they look like. And that's basically from all their preseason games. So you got 4 games to work from. Basically the majority of your film's coming from the third preseason game for the most part. And then that's kind of what I was doing, and then doing some on-the-road scouting just locally to Notre Dame and then Michigan State, just seeing guys up close, taking notes on kind of what the criteria of what the Lions grade on and that kind of thing. So I really, really enjoyed it. So that was a heck of a year.
You ever thought about being a YouTuber?
Man,
Yeah,
a little bit. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I honestly no, but I certainly could give it a try. I think I don't really have a kind of setup or camera, but I would love to do what you do, where I'm just breaking down film especially college guys, because that's really where I enjoyed the most, is breaking down the college guys, because I came from that world, so I can kind of relate a little bit more to it. But that's, to answer your question, no, not really, but I think I should. But hey, man, if you think I should give it a try, I can give it a try.
Well, my chat box is saying do it, and I agree. We need as many qualified people, talking ball as we can possibly get. So, and I try to push people that deserve to be pushed. So, hey, man, make some videos and see what happens, and call back, and we'll go from there.
I appreciate that, boss man.
Yes, sir. I just put you down as a platinum caller too. So, Tyler the Scout. Next time you call in, I know to go straight to you. Appreciate you, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all something, man. That's how great my show is. We got respect everywhere. We got respect in the streets, in the library, from the anime kids, from the former scouts. You know what I mean? From former coaches. You know what I'm talking about? Former players watch my show. It's lit round here. That's what it is. That's what it do. Yeah, I think Tyler the Scout should probably start a YouTube channel, and I think he should call it Tyler the Scout. Absolutely. Shouts out to Coach Evans. Shouts out to Space Cowboys. Shouts out to Lieutenant Dan. Those are some of my other guys. I'm trying to push them. Hey, there go Coach Evans right there. So there you go. Coach Evans got like 3,500 subs over on his show, so y'all go check him out. He also breaks down film. He's a Ravens guy, but he's currently breaking down college stuff. So if you're into the college thing, go check out Coach Evans. 615, what up? Who this?
Man, what it do, man? This Mo from Shreveport, man.
What up, Mo? What you got for the show?
Man, I heard as soon as I got on, I saw that Von from Shreveport and hit you up, man. I just had to represent, but
yeah.
But
shouts out to Shreveport, man.
You got what's up?
Shouts out to Shreveport, man. Big love from Shreveport.
Already. But I'm liking that Aldon Smith signing, because I'm just thinking about this pass rush and everything.
Sure.
And you think about D-Law, and if and when, Aldon Smith and Randy Gregory figure it out, like get in shape, get in the swing of things. You could throw Lawrence at the 3. Then you could throw both of them long balls at the ends. You know what I'm saying? Put Big Boy Poe in that 1. Or you could throw McCoy right there. Just spread everything out, 2, 3 takes, two ends.
Yeah.
And boy.
Yeah, man. I
feel bad for whoever playing quarterback.
What the hell would that damn package look like? I think in real life what happened.
Raising hell, meet me at the quarterback package. That's what they're gonna be.
If it was up to me, I'm leaving D-Law at end, but I'm putting one of those guys at a linebacker outside of him and blitzing him.
Oh yeah.
And just leaving the other guy at right defensive end. And in terms of my interior guys, I don't know, put Crawford in there or something. I don't know, but you got options. you got options to do what you want.
I forgot about Broke Hip Crawford, man. I forgot about him, but
Broke Hip Crawford.
Yeah, you can let Broke Hip Crawford, but you can let Adam do what he did in San Fran. You throw Crawford over there,
sure,
and or you could just leave Randy Gregory and let him do what he do, rolling out the big in his stacks and. Shit, you making money right there.
It's definitely interesting, money. It's definitely interesting.
Right, and then I was gonna ask you about the whole CD Lamb versus Jerry Jeudy thing, but you kind of answered that question because I was always wondering why you picked CD over Jeudy, and I can kind of see like Jeudy got the good route running and whatever. Sure. Lamb, he ain't no slouch, but he pretty nimble on his feet like you say, but. I don't know, man.
It's you know what? It's very close. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Yeah.
My thing about Jeudy though, the only thing that give me reservation about Jeudy, first of all, like, okay, think about this, right? Like, think about how you could use each guy and the different types of things you can do with them. You know, everything you can do with Jeudy. You can do with Lamb. Let's just say that first of all.
Yeah.
Then Lamb gives you an extra dimension, a few extra dimensions. I think Lamb is a better 50-50 ball player. I think Lamb does better with press coverage. And Lamb is so much better after the catch. You see what I mean?
So do you think Jeudy is more so suited for the slot? Like he can't do too much damage?
Jeudy can play everything.
I know
Jeudy can play everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And another thing I thought about too, man, a lot of people look at Henry Ruggs and they say, was Henry Ruggs good because of everybody else? And I think Henry Ruggs made everybody else better. So I'm thinking,
he opened it up.
I'm thinking, what happens when Jerry Jeudy goes up against a top tier corner? We saw CD Lamb against LSU. You know what I mean? Like, so we know, because I had reservations, CD Lamb, you know what I'm saying, beating up on these Big 12 kids or whatever. But then he goes into the championship games and got like, what, 6 catches for like 90 yards or something and a touchdown. So CD Lamb did. Right. CD Lamb did well against those guys. And Jeudy kind of did too, but they had to move Jeudy around. They had to figure the matchups out. They had to get them rub routes going. It was just a little different, man. I like Jeudy, but I do think Lamb does a lot more for you.
True that. I think Jeudy will be gone by the time we pick too, though.
I hope so.
I think that too.
Because I want Lamb. Take his ass off the board.
Well, yeah, you went me over with that CD Lamb, especially after I done watched a couple more of his highlights and everything, and then I saw your film breakdown on him. Yeah. And that shit, you just can't touch that dude sometimes, man. You just can't fuck with him sometimes.
Let's see what happens, man. Hey, Mo from Shreveport, you are platinum now, man. Appreciate you, dog. Thanks. Hey, stay healthy though, man. Stay in the house, man. Be safe.
Oh yeah, I'm at work, man. Finna get on this dice game. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey, what I'm talking about, dog. Shooting dice at the job.
Work job, man. Oh yeah. All right, go.
Shouts out to Mo, man. Appreciate you. Chat box, I just need y'all to understand the contrast between my last 3 callers. I just need y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand the contrast. That's how dope my show is. Like the contrast, right? We went from former scout to Mo shooting dice in the bathroom. Like you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Mo, man. Shouts out to Shreveport. Mo, one of my favorite callers now. 209, who is this? 209. Yeah, what up? Who this?
This is James. I'm actually in Watertown, South Dakota, but I'm from 209 from Stockton, in California.
Hey, what up, though? What you got for the show?
Nothing. The first thing I want to do is I've been watching your show and listening for a long time, and for at least 2 years. And this is the first time I've actually decided to get on the phone.
Okay.
Because I firstly want to tell you, man, I respect you totally. I respect what you say. I never really did dive into the college stuff, but I find myself watching your show. And
damn, something bad coming. Oh, something bad coming. I know it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. I have 2 questions for you.
Yes, sir.
First, I think you kind of answered it. I think just with this last caller. But I want to say I think the Aldon Smith thing. I think that's just like, taking somebody's lunch money. If he's still got gas in the tank, I'm down with that. But let me ask you my 2 questions. First thing is, when we take our pick, should we stand firm at 17, or do you want to try to trade up to get somebody? And then who would you get? And then my second question, then if we could get Dez back cheap, would you be willing to explore that option?
I don't want to trade up because I don't want to give up any of my picks. I want to keep as many picks as I can because I like people in the second and third rounds. Actually, I take that back because I'm being single-minded here. I don't want to trade away from 17. Let me say that. But in my perfect draft scenario, I want to take CeeDee Lamb at 17, then move up and take Grant Delpit at 25 or something. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people want to trade up from 17. I would like to trade back into the first round. Or if I'm in the back of the third, I want to trade into the second to try to get a guy up there. That's where I want to move up. And what was your second question?
My second question is, would you be willing to, if Dez was willing to come back real cheap, would you be willing to take that and maybe put him in like the slot or something like that?
Man, this is my problem with Dez.
Okay.
And it's a total contrast from what I feel about Aldon Smith, because I tell you why. I can find a lot of receivers. I can't find a lot of pass rushers. So let me
definitely not at Aldon Smith's caliber, because Aldon Smith is still pretty good.
Absolutely. Or at least with the upside of him. So I don't necessarily want Dez playing slot, because I think we can get much better at slot. You see what I mean? Especially if we draft a guy like CeeDee Lamb. Oh my God. I think we can.
I'm gonna go watch that film too on that.
It's on my channel.
I haven't seen it yet.
But I think we can find. I think we can find a lot of players that's better than Dez at slot. Now, do I want to sign Dez back? He'll be my 6th receiver. You know what I'm saying? Come in every now and then. If we get a ring, he gets a ring. I would love for Dez Bryant to be a Cowboy for a day to get his ring, because I love Dez Bryant. He was my favorite player.
Yeah.
I don't take him seriously enough to come in and play for us right now.
He's not the same guy anymore since that injury. He's not the same guy.
Sure.
Yeah. One last thing real quick. Can you see maybe, because I know, you break down film all the time, so I'm just going to throw this at you real quick and let me know. Could you see possibly on the defensive line having DeMarcus Morris stay where he's at, and then put Poe, McCoy, in the defensive tackle spots, and then Aldon Smith or Gregory on the outside, depends on if Gregory comes back and can still do what he does, which I'm sure he can. Could you see us doing something like that?
That's the plan. That seems to be the plan.
Okay.
That Tyrone Crawford would be our early down run stop guy, and when it's time to pass rush, you bring in Team Toxic. So yeah, 100%.
Well, there you go. But anyway, man, thanks for keeping it real, though, Voch. I like how you do things, how you explain things. I've learned more now about watching film than I ever did, so thank you for what you do.
James from Stockton, appreciate you. You're a platinum now. Next time you call in, you go to the top of the list. Appreciate you, my guy.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Great calls today, man. Great call. And I'm seeing these calls from these numbers that I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? That just means my channel is growing. That just means we're getting into, some good territory in terms of growth here. We got 265 people watching. At some point, I want that number to be like 5 or so. Cause you know what? Let me tell y'all something, man. I do like the film thing. Like the film thing is cool or whatever, shots out the film thing. But I think this is the best thing I do. I think these live streams is the best thing I do in terms of I get to show my personality. I get to tell some jokes. We get to come in here and chill and fellowship in the chat box. I get to take calls and talk to y'all, and y'all get to put me on the spot and answer all the questions, and I can't run from y'all. I think this is the best thing I do. So if we can get to the point to where the live streams are, the live streams are getting as much I would say attention, views, whatever, traction, traffic as my film sessions, then I'll be in a very happy place because I love to do these. I could do these every day. Views. Brandon, what's up, sir?
What's up, man?
Is this Twitter Brandon or is this Frankly Football Brandon?
You know the Twitter one.
Okay, so listen. First of all, Twitter Brandon, have you changed your stance on CeeDee Lamb, sir? Have you changed it? Because if you haven't, I'm just gonna hang up the phone right now. I'm just gonna hang up the phone right now if you ain't changed your stance.
Hey, man, look, I'm good with CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, but
the reason why I'm calling, man, because I had to jump over this Aldon Smith thing, man. When I saw it on Twitter last night, I had to call my boy, who's also a Cowboys fan, and I was like, man, shoot, hell, I'd be the defensive coordinator with Aldon Smith.
Hell yeah.
Because I think Aldon Smith can be like an elephant type player where he can stand up, where he's a stand-up linebacker and line up on both sides.
Sure.
You can line him up behind Randy Gregory and rush. You can line him up behind Tank and rush. What do you think?
Absolutely. We were me and Mo from Shreveport. We was talking about pass rush packages earlier. Sure, one of those guys. I call it Team Toxic. I think that's gonna be our new thing. # Team Toxic. Cause look, Tyrone Crawford punching people in the bar. Y'all forgot Tyrone Crawford had that DUI and punched that dude in the bar. Y'all forgot about that. Team Toxic, boy.
Oh my goodness.
Team Toxic, boy. And we know D-Law crazy as hell. But sure. I think that's gonna be the case. You know, you put Tyrone Crawford like inside, maybe Randy will be the end. And you would blitz Aldon standing up, maybe, possibly. I don't know what, but I mean, yeah, sure, you have options. Yeah, you got options. Sure, absolutely.
And we got guys in the front seven that can line up and down the defensive line. I mean, McCoy can line up as a 1. I mean, not recommended, but you can do it. You can line him up as a 3. You can line him up as a 5.
Sure.
Tank, you can line him up as a 7, as a 3. Gregory and Aldon Smith can line up in a wide 9 package.
Sure.
Also, I've noticed that now looking at this defense, and I said this on Twitter last night too, there's a lot of former first-round picks on this team and a lot of guys who have first-round talent but fell for different reasons, like Jalen Smith tore up his knee.
Sure.
Randy Gregory failed a drug test at the combine.
Sure.
Jordan Lewis, people forget Jordan Lewis had a first-round grade, but he had an off-field incident. Dallas did their homework.
Yep.
So he fell to round 3, and Dallas snatched him up.
Yep.
So it's a lot.
We got a lot of talent, man. We just, I tell you what, man, if we up here watching preseason, I'm going to let y'all know right now. If Aldon Smith get a sack in preseason, I'm going to do a live stream for each play he make. Not just one big Aldon Smith film session. I'm going to have 5 Aldon Smith film sessions in week 1 because I'm going to go crazy.
And the thing about it is, like, more than likely, Aldon Smith will probably go up against like the second best left tackle on the other team.
Possibly.
Like, he's not going to know what to do against Aldon Smith during preseason.
Perfect. I mean, there's going to be somebody that's going to say, well, he's just beating up on a backup tackle. Well, that's good. I mean, he can still do it to some capacity, because there's not a lot of great tackles in the league anyway. So that's that.
Exactly.
But if he can come off the couch and beat a left tackle, then let him continue to get his wind up under him. And
exactly. And that's what preseason's for.
Sure. I say the goal is 7 sacks. If we can get 7 sacks from Aldon Smith this year, I think that's a good goal for him.
Exactly.
Yep. Twitter Brandon, boy, I hope we ain't still fussing about CeeDee Lamb when he get drafted here. But I just made you platinum fam. This your first time calling in?
Yes, sir, man. But I've been listening to you for a whole year, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm glad to be one of your 50,000 subscribers, man.
I think I'm gonna call y'all the OG 50. I think that's a good name for y'all, OG 50.
All right, bet.
Shouts out to my OG 50 people. All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
Peace.
It's my man Twitter Brandon. And the only reason I call him Twitter Brandon because it's 5 damn Brandons that call my show. And one is Frankly Football, and I got to differentiate like him too. So that's going to be Twitter Brandon. We got Frankly Football Brandon, and when the other three Brandons call in, we gotta find a way to differentiate them too. Because I don't just want to say Brandon. I kind of want to identify with y'all. You know what I mean? I want to identify with y'all. Eric's new caller 225. What up? Who this?
Yeah, this is Boudreaux from Baton Rouge.
Boudreaux.
I was just calling to tell you.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We ain't finna. That's a Louisiana name, dog. Boudreaux. Damn. That's real Louisiana player. What's good, my guy? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I like the Aldon Smith pickup, but his best years, that Justin Smith, he was the best holding in the league for him, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think we need to temper back what we actually going to get from him. I think his Oakland years are more of what we should think, you know what I'm saying, of him. Because that 19 sack year, Justin Smith used to hold the tackle and the guard better than any end in the league.
Sure.
He used to come off the edge by himself. If you ever go back and watch it, I know you have because you know what I'm saying, you do the film. But man, that end used to hold a lot for him.
What would happen is Justin would make sure that he was always in a one-on-one situation. You know what I mean? And Aldon was just talented enough to win those one-on-one situations. You know what I mean? I think I could be wrong, but I think Justin Smith was the first big-ass defensive end. Like, he was like 350, and they just kind of lined him up. They just kind of lined him up like at a 4-eye kind of situation, and that was a lot to deal with them. That was a lot to deal with. But I do agree that the Raiders version of him is probably going to be, what we're going to get. But the Raiders guy had 3.5 sacks and 20 quarterback hits in like 7 games.
And I'll take it.
I'll take that.
And I'll take it. But I'm just saying that Cowboy fans ought to temper back because I don't think. We got his coach. We got Tom Suter. So you know what I'm saying. Maybe he teach Crawford to do what Smith was doing for him. You know what I'm saying. Well, however that goes, but I just think the Oakland version is more what we should expect. But that's good because if we get, just say we get 5 from him and 6 from Randy and 2 from Crawford, well, that's what Quinn gave us last year.
Yeah, basically, sure, basically. That's what Quinn gave us. Kerry Hyder gave us 1 sack. What's his face? Dorrance Armstrong gave us 2 sacks. Joe Jackson gave us 0. So I think we got a little better.
Yeah. Man, I just want to say, man, I've been watching the show for a while. First time calling in, but, man, you do your thing. I think you ought to go ahead to take your crown from these other YouTubers. I ain't talking about Cowboys. I'm talking about these Philly YouTubers and, you know what I'm saying, these Washington YouTubers out here because I watch them all, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I dabble everybody. I'm a Cowboy fan at heart, but I like to know the enemy thing, too. So, you know what I'm saying? Especially the guy, Lloyd Brunson. Man, I would love for you to put foot on him.
Shouts out to all the YouTubers, man, all the Eagles and Washington YouTubers, man. Big shouts out to them, Philly 500 and all that. If they want smoke, they know where I'm at. But that's it. They know look. Let me tell you something. They know who Voch is. You know what I mean? So if they want smoke, they can find me. They can find me. Appreciate you, my guy, brother Boudreaux. You platinum. Yeah. So next time you call in, you go to the top. Appreciate you.
All right, nice.
Yeah. We've had some fantastic calls today, man. I tell y'all what, we've had some fantastic calls today, and my platinum call system makes it work that way. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Voch, do a film session on Donovan Wilson. Voch has done film sessions on Donovan Wilson. I tell you what, though, man, because there's a lot of people new here. If you're new here listening, I do film session every week. During the season. So now I'm in draft mode, so I'm just doing draft stuff, prospects here. But in Cowboy season, like when we're doing training camp stuff, we're doing preseason, regular season, from the beginning of the season all the way to the end of it, I'm doing film every single week. Sometimes 5 film sessions a week. just to get the information out there. So if y'all are new here and y'all want some information, I've done it. So when Dak got sacked 58 times, you go, hey, whose fault was this? I broke it down. Or when Dak got sacked 23 times last year, hey, how do we get better? I broke that down. When people was going around saying Dak wasn't a good deep ball thrower or whatever, I did that research. So you were looking for a Donovan Wilson film session? Type it in. I got it. It's in there. Donovan Wilson. I got Tony Pollard stuff. Zeke, Michael Gallup. Every single player that's ever done something, I've broken it down. Cedric Wilson and Devin Smith. Look it up. So I got a hell of a catalog, man. Hell of a catalog. Check it out. But let's get back to the calls. Base from Brooklyn. What's cracking, man?
Voch Lombardi, what's the deal, brother?
Everything, my guy. Be safe out there in New York. I know it's bad. Stay healthy, you know what I mean? What you got for the show?
Yeah, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Listen, let me ask you a question. What's your Cash App? I don't see you promote that.
It's in the description. It's $ King Lombardi. It's in there.
$ King Lombardi. Hate to do this right now.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. That's much love, man. That's what I'm saying, man. See, you know what I mean? Some people keep the train on the tracks, you know what I mean? Some people keep the wheels, man.
I got you. I'm trying, but I got a request, so I don't want to ask for a request, and I ain't putting in, I ain't donating. You can't give it up like that, bro.
What you requesting, my dog? What you got? What you want?
I want to see.
That's how they butter you up, man. That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
I want to see some. I want to see tape of that kid. What's his name? Chasen, some shit like that.
Caleb Chasen.
Yeah. I want to see some tape of him. I keep hearing everybody talking about him.
Go search it. I got it out.
Okay. And what's that safety? With what's his last name? With a W.
Winfield.
So you might get him in a sec. Yeah, exactly.
Winfield. Exactly. I gotta find tape on him. It's hard to get Minnesota film, but if I find it, I'll make it and put it out. Yeah, I just gotta find some Minnesota film.
All right. Cool, brother. Cool. I appreciate you. That's all I really wanted to. I just wanted to say what's up. Reach out to you, send something lovely to you. Because I keep saying I'm the support. I tried to do the Patreon shit, but I don't know. It wasn't working for me. It's not nothing with you. It's all on my side though.
Base from Brooklyn just dropped a Done in the super chat. Everybody drop some flames, drop some hand clap emojis, show some love in the chat box because he's a real one. He's a real one.
That's a fact. You already know, man. You already know. And Aldon Smith, man, I think that was a good pickup for us. He don't got to come and be no starter. We ain't looking for that. He could rotate with Randy because I believe Randy coming back.
Sure.
So. I think that's a good end right there. I think that's a good. I didn't want to lose Quinn, but it is what it is. We can't get that man $30 million guaranteed. We ain't doing that.
I tell you what, man. I think just as easy as we found a Robert Quinn for cheap, I think we can find other guys for cheap. I think Will McClay got this shit down, man. Cowboy fans love to hate on the front office, but Will McClay know how to find talent for cheap. He's been doing it. You know what I mean? So if Will gonna go out and find somebody, he's done his research. I'm sure the money side is gonna be right, man. But this could be something big. I'm not getting my hopes up, but it could be something big.
What you think about ESPN clowning us for picking him up though? They've been on us all morning about picking him up, saying this is the reason why we have the results we have. Because we pick up these type of players. Like Stephen A went on a whole little rant this morning.
So, let me say this. ESPN is in the pimping business. They're whores. You know what I mean? They want to get that quick fix out the way. So what they'll do is anything that's attached to Cowboy news, they'll pump it way to the front. Way to the front of the list. I remember ESPN did a whole interview with Rico Gathers. I'm like, who else is fourth tight end? Who else is fourth tight end is getting interviews on ESPN? They just know people watching. They doing it for views, especially Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Especially Stephen A. Smith. I think life is hard. I think life is difficult. I think life is even more difficult when you're 22-year-old millionaire, when you're a 22-year-old millionaire and you ain't got the best guidance in the world. I think a lot of people from ESPN aren't very privy to I'll say people from where we come from, base. You know what I mean?
I got you.
They're not very, very privy to the type of people that we are. And sometimes you just gonna have a gun under the seat. Sometimes you may have some weed in the car. Sometimes your friends may be less than reputable. You know what I mean? He's a fuck up. Let's not get that mistaken. He's made his mistakes.
Right.
But get over yourself. Everybody ain't gonna be Peyton Manning. Everybody ain't gonna be cookie cutter, Teddy Bridgewater, Dak Prescott. Some people come from different circumstances. And one thing I learned from Tupac is not to judge nobody. Pac told me don't judge. Pac told me don't judge nobody. So I saw the interview the TMZ video from Jay Glazer or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that today too. Yeah, I saw that.
So if you spent your whole 20s fucking up, but you're 30 years old now, Alcohol Anonymous, you helping other people, you doing right by your community and all that, you turning your life around, what we still bashing people for?
Yeah.
This ain't
that interview was real good for him.
This ain't even me. This ain't even me defending Aldon Smith because he a Cowboy now, because he just became a Cowboy. I ain't really got that much of an attachment with him yet. I ain't never seen him play yet, but I do think they doing this for views, and that's kind of sick to me. But we ain't gonna do that over here though.
Listen, if we don't get Lamb, because I know you want Lamb. If we don't get Lamb, who you want?
If we don't get CeeDee Lamb, I'm cutting the draft off and going to bed. So I don't know.
But if he's not there, we can't get him.
If CeeDee Lamb ain't there, I'm trying to get the best player I can. So I'm looking for either a top tier receiver that is there, because I think at 17, one of the top tier receivers is going to be there. But if the top tier receivers ain't there, then a top tier defender will be there. So it's either going to be a guy like Kinlaw, a guy like Chason could be there.
Baby.
Henderson could be there. Right. Henderson could be there. Or one of the top receivers are going to be there. Somebody should be there at 17. So we'll see.
All right. Listen, man, you staying safe too out there? You washing your hands and all that too? Because it's everywhere. It ain't just up here.
I'm washing my hands, man. I got the sanitizer. I got the rifle loaded. Everything good over here.
It's crazy you brought that rifle up. It reminds me, I was looking at your Instagram a while ago. I was thinking that's the best way for you to get to 100,000, man. You start going hard on Instagram, you be straight. You'll get that 100,000 mark, no problem. You see how hard Law go.
Yeah,
Law go hard on Instagram.
Law put everything on there.
He put everything on the gram.
Yeah. I should do that. That may be my next move. May be my next move.
Hell yeah, because your personality, your style, your swag, bro, man, you take over Instagram, no problem, bro. Throw all your material up there. Them numbers will run up quick.
Yeah. Do some lives or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're right. I feel you on that. Base from Brooklyn, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Appreciate you for the cash app. Appreciate you for the support. Appreciate you for tuning in and all the videos you watch, my guy. Search up any prospect you looking for. I probably got a video out already, man. Thank you so much for calling, sir.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon. You already know. Everybody support my man. Number one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Platinum call. That's privilege right there. It's privilege right there. Let me lock this up.
The conference has been locked.
We're going to take 2 more callers, and I'm going to get into the chat box for like 10, 15 minutes. Then we're going to go on about our day. We had an hour, 25 minutes. Good time. We making good time. Hey, man, you know what, man? They was all like, I was talking to somebody one day, and I was talking about, like, doing the ESPN, like, thing, man, you know, like the whole radio thing. They said, Voch, you really think you could talk on the radio for 4 hours? I'm like, well, with a radio show and ads or whatever, you really got to talk like 2 hours, right? So can I talk 2 hours straight or hour 30 minutes straight? Hell yeah, I could talk an hour. What? What? Come on, son. I do this. KCJ. Hey, KCJ dropped 2 in the super chat. I'm glad Rod is gone. Listen, I was super defending Rod Marinelli, man. I was like, hey, man, y'all better get off Rod Marinelli, dog. Rod Marinelli, the GOAT. And then Rod went to Oakland and he started taking all all the players we don't want no more with him. I was like, you know what? Maybe Rod got some pull around here, man. Maybe Rod really did like these guys. We don't like that much, so. I feel you, Casey J. Robbie Radford also dropped a 5 in the super chat that I missed. I apologize. Sometimes when you got a good teacher, you don't ask questions because you're soaking everything in. Hashtag Voch for real. Appreciate the dropping the 5 in the super chat, Robbie. That means a lot to me. Voch gonna be mad getting moody. Hey man, I'll be so mad if we get moody. Neat-tain moody. I'll be mad as hell. Okay, let's get these last 2 calls, then I'm gonna get into the chat box, see what y'all talking about. Cause everybody's phone ain't working. Sometimes y'all talked up your anytime minutes anytime and y'all can't call in. So Dougie Doug, what's good?
Hey, Bob, I just want to holler at you real quick and I'll let you go.
What's good?
Traditionally, the Eagles have always jumped up in order to get their needs, and I just think they're going to jump up and snatch CD, and I just want to hear your thoughts on it.
Man, I got mixed emotions, man. It'll be foolish if they did it. It'll be foolish because they just hang around. Somebody will get there. One of these receivers will get there. You know, guys like Jefferson, Mims, Higgins will be there, Rager. So they got options. But if they lose picks to go up and get Lamb, I think it'll be making a mistake for them. But I'll be upset that we missed out on Lamb and that he went to the funky ass Eagles. So why would you say some evil stuff like that, Doug? Why would you even think some evil?
Well, and see, for Philly, it's a double whammy because they can hurt us from getting him and also meet a need at the same time, and they're notorious for doing that.
The only bright side I can get out of that is that if Eagles move up to get a defender, that means if they move up to get a receiver, one extra defender falls to us. So we may get somebody on defense that we really like. That's my only logic. That's my only defense in that.
All right, player. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, my guy. That's another good point too. Doug, wait, hey, Doug. Oh,
yeah.
I think if Eagles move up, I think they'll most likely try to get a guy like Ruggs. That's what I think. Just based on the type of player that they need.
Speed off the top.
Yeah. Because they got what's his face. Boy, I just lose these draft picks every time it's a new draft. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. They got him. So they got like a size body yak guy. So they may be looking for speed. So if they move up to get Henry Ruggs, then that'll make some sense. So that's that.
All right, sir. We keep our fingers crossed.
Appreciate it, Dougie Doug.
All right, thanks.
Whoa. One more call that's been patiently waiting. Let's see what they're talking about. And we'll get into the chat box to see what y'all talking about. Let's see.
Hey, yo, what's up, Voch?
Wait a minute, man. What are you doing? Slow down, man. We got a process around here. We got to do the intro.
Oh, my fault.
I got to say what's up. I got to know who I'm talking to. Wait a minute.
I'm Zach Hodge from Tennessee.
Okay. What's good, my guy, Zach Hodge? How you doing, man? I've been seeing you in my chat box. This your first time calling?
Yeah, I'm new around here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yesterday, I seen Mike Fisher's tweet.
Yes, sir.
And I saw the Jamal Adams news. And I got super excited.
Okay.
I think it's possible that we trade for him.
Let me ask you this, Zach. How do you value strong safety as a position?
Well, since we have nobody, really.
Oh, we got strong
Xavier
safety.
Woods going to play strong safety for us?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Indubitably.
I'm just saying, I think with the addition of Jamal Adams, we could be like a Super Bowl caliber defense.
Okay. I also think CeeDee Lamb can make us a Super Bowl caliber offense.
I know. I'm Team 40 Burger. I'm always Team 40 Burger, but I think I value Jamal Adams more than that.
I like Jamal Adams.
I think he can develop into a Hall of Fame player.
Sure. Possibly. I just don't value strong safety in that way. I value receiver a lot more than I value strong safety. Jamal Adams is a strong safety that has tackle instincts. He's going to play real good in the box. He can give you some coverage. We have guys that can tackle in the box and can give you some coverage. Like we have that guy. They're not as good as Jamal Adams, but we have that type of player. We ain't got a CeeDee Lamb on his roster. We ain't got one of them.
Man, you're right.
We ain't got one of them. I do think Jamal Adams is a top tier football player, but I think he's top tier if you draft him. If you draft him and he's on your team, then he's top tier.
Because then we got to turn right back around and pay him.
Yeah, I don't want to give up anything to get him. Now, if the Jets don't pay him and we can sign Jamal Adams, let's sign Jamal Adams.
That's a W.
Right, but I don't want to give up anything. Right.
I see these fools trying to say we should trade Tyron in a first. Tyron has like 4 years left on his contract.
Yeah, I saw that mess
and he's like
and hated it.
Still one of the best left tackles in the game.
It's fantastic. I don't know why people trying to get rid. You know what? It's just some people are spoiled, and I hate to talk to grown people like that. But some people flat out spoiled, and they won't realize how bad they need a left tackle until Chaz Green out there. You know what I'm saying? You get solid, not even solid. You get great left tackle play every year consistently. He may miss a couple games. He'll play like 14 games out of 16. Okay.
With those 13, he's a stud.
Get a swing guy. Get a swing guy to fill in and play those handful of games that he can't play. But stop trying to get rid of your top tier players. We're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. You need Tyron Smith if you're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. If you end up playing Kansas City and Frank Clark over there, and you got some rookie that ain't never played before, good luck to you. You're going to need Tyron Smith. But that's just my thoughts. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I feel you. So you think trade down for Delpit would probably be the better move if CD's not there?
I want to take the best player regardless at 17. Then I want to trade back into the first round and get Delpit.
Because I'm seeing all these mocks, and CD's going to like the Raiders, the Jets, and then Kinlaw is sitting right in our lap.
Well, mock drafts are the devil.
You're right.
And I've been studying draft for a while, and this is what I've learned from draft. Is every year something is going to happen, at least like 3 times. Something is going to happen that you don't expect to happen. It always happens. Some player that you thought wasn't good, some team likes a bunch. Some player that you thought was really good is going to fall in the draft. So what we need is a lot of parity, okay? I think we can get CeeDee Lamb without parity. But if you take into consideration, somebody's going to value linebacker, whether it be Murray or
here's
Patrick Queen. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I think that in order for us to get CeeDee Lamb, we need somebody like the Patriots or the Saints to value Jordan Love or Herbert, whichever of the 3 quarterbacks that didn't get picked by the Chargers or the Dolphins.
I think those guys.
I think they need to trade up with like the Buccaneers or somebody, or the Raiders. And snag Jordan Love.
I think those guys are going to go anyway. I think those quarterbacks are going top 16 anyway. That's another thing, too. It don't matter what team get these guys. It just matter if they go top 16. So the Chargers can get Justin Herbert, or somebody can trade up to get Justin Herbert regardless. If the freaking 49ers get Jordan Love, I don't care. It don't matter where they go as long as they go top 16. And I think C.J. Henderson is going to go higher than people think. I think Patrick Queen or Kenneth Murray, one of those linebackers, they're going to go higher than people think. You see what I mean? So
I can see C.J. Henderson going to the Jags at pick 9.
Sure.
To replace Ramsey.
Sure. We need Chason to be loved. We need Epinesa to be loved. We need all this stuff to happen, and it can happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it is. We'll see what it is, my guy.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Hey man, so how long you been watching my show?
Well, I've seen you and I've watched you without like actually subscribing.
Yeah.
For a couple years now. I'm gonna start watching this channel religiously.
See what you've been missing out on? See what you've been missing out on because y'all don't want to hit the sub button? That's why I'm just at 50. I got you, my guy. Well, Zach Hodge, you're platinum now, so next time you call in, I'll know who the hell you are. You ain't got to wait so long. So thanks for the call, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you.
Yep. Top tier show today, y'all. Big facts. Top tier show today. I'm gonna get in the chat box for a little bit just to kind of get y'all's thoughts a little bit, just to answer any questions y'all may have, because everybody can't come to a phone right now. My man Vaughn say he was thinking about Law Nation music while he was on his mail route or whatever. He was thinking about Law Nation music. He was thinking about appreciate it. Oh man, it's fantastic. Anyway, somebody in my chat box earlier, they was like, Voch, it's hard to find a complete safety. There are receivers all over the draft, and there are receivers all over this draft, but there aren't top tier receivers all over this draft. So that's my one retort to that. Also, Jamal Adams is a really, really good, strong safety. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's a complete safety. Can Jamal Adams line up and play free safety for you? I wouldn't ask him to do it. I don't think he has the range to do that. He can cover some people. He can cover like some big body tight ends or whatever. I give him that. He's just really instinctual. He's a big name, and people like instincts and big names. Nothing wrong with that. I understand, but give me CeeDee Lamb and stop playing. That's my thoughts. Well, like I said, that's just my thoughts. So chat box, I want to answer y'all's questions for the next, we'll say 8 or so minutes. We'll say 8 to 10 or so minutes. We'll answer y'all questions. What y'all got? Will we try to pick up Moss late? You probably talking about Thaddeus. No, I don't think Thaddeus is really good. I don't think Thaddeus Moss is a good tight end. I think he's Randy Moss' son, and he gets hyped there, but I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's really good. I wouldn't mind getting Epinesa at 17. Sure, that's in the cards. Brandon says Sean Taylor was the last complete safety. Sean Taylor was absolutely a complete safety. I think Derwin James is close. Darnell Savage is close to being able to play both, but yeah, guys like that. Do you think Aldon will ever start over Gregory or Crawford? I don't know. Who knows? We need corners regardless coming out of this draft. I agree. We got a lot of picks to do it, and I think the best spot to get corners is right where we at in the second round. I think that's where the best value. That's where the best value is. Marlon Davidson at 3 tech or CeeDee Lamb? Relax. CD is what I would call a potential elite player. Marlon is really, really, really good. So CD is, I would take CD over Marlon. But if I could get Marlon, I would love to get Marlon. But not at 17 though. Stop it, Voch. The man is all pro. He's not an average safety. I said that. Thank you, Rocco. You know what, Rocco? Shouts out to Rocco. Everybody clap it up for Rocco. Fantastic. I didn't say it was average. Say it was average. Stop what? I like Jamal Adams. I like him a lot. Like if he don't sign to the Jets and he's a free agent and we can sign him, let's get him. Let's go get him. I just don't want to trade my first round pick for him. I think you can find strong safeties to play strong safety for you. But how many wide receiver number ones come around? Thoughts on Chason at 17 if CD is gone? Sure. If CD is gone, I'll take the best player. If Chason is the best player, then I'll take Chason. Even though I have my reservations about Chason, if he's the best player, let's take him and see what happens. If Kinlaw and Lamb both there somehow, who you take? If Kinlaw and CeeDee Lamb are there, I think Lamb is the better player than Javon Kinlaw. I think Lamb is the better player. Then I'll just try my best to find a 3 tech in the next round. But I like Kinlaw though. Don't get me wrong. I really like Kinlaw. Any fear about Eagles moving up to 16 to take Lamb? Nah. I don't think so. I don't have any fear. I think they'll just hang around and then look, to be fair, like Fine. I'll get a receiver elsewhere. Let them do what they want to do. I just got to focus on 17. Focus on 17. I feel like all these running backs will see playing time in the league. It's a really good class for running backs. Absolutely. I like Zach Moss. That's the Moss I like in this class. Zach Moss from Utah. That's my guy. That's my guy. You worried about Kinlaw's injuries? A little bit. That's partially why I got Lamb over Kinlaw. Tendonitis is a real thing. Tendonitis and arthritis, that's what's going on with Todd Gurley right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Voch, can you watch Brian Edwards from South Carolina? I've watched Brian Edwards from South Carolina. He's cool. He's just not very athletic. I like athletes, but he's a football player. He gets the job done. He's South Carolina's go-to guy, but I kind of want some athletes up here, man. Gerald Chavez says, so who do you want with our first pick? That's hilarious. I want CeeDee Lamb. We're still drafting defense first. Possible, but I don't want to act like I know what's going to happen. We have no idea what's going to happen. Cleveland Farrell went 4th overall. Cody Ford was drafted after Titus Howard last year. Byron Murphy and Greedy Williams were 2nd-round picks. I don't want to pretend like I'm all-knowing and that I know what the hell's going on, you know? Rashad Penny's a 1st-round pick, guys. Come on. Let's stop acting like we know what's going on with the draft, man. Relax. Do you think Delpit will slide to the 2nd? Safety slide. Will he? I don't know. I don't think so. Can he? He can. And I know there's going to be some people saying, oh, Voch, Delpit would never slide to the 2nd round. I'll tell you what, man, all the safeties you loved last year that you never would have thought would have made it to you, they made it to you, and they made it another round. So, do you think Cowboys trade up, give away? Oh, you have something in particular. You want to give away, do you think Cowboys trade up and give away our 2nd for this year and our 1st next year for Okuda? I hate that plan. I hate that plan, but I understand. Chason ain't 17. Good dog. I think we're a safety away from being an elite defense. Hey. Hysterical Clint Dix is going to be playing free safety for you, so let's see what happens. Would Isaiah Simmons be a complete safety? No, because I think Isaiah Simmons can play a lot of positions. I don't think he's super elite at all of them. I'll say that. I think he's a fantastic strong safety that can also play linebacker, nickel corner, pass rusher. But I wouldn't put him at free safety at all. I wouldn't let him play range. He can play some range. I just wouldn't ask him to play it very often. But what are your questions? Let me scroll back. I lost y'all a little bit. Can I have Okwara or Arnett in the 2nd round? Julian Okwara, the pass rusher from Notre Dame. Damon Arnett, the corner from Ohio State. Sure. That'll fulfill your pass rush and or cornerback needs. So sure. We got a lot of questions here, man. This has been a lit little show, man. I need to do some more early shows. I normally do shows at night. I could probably do some more early shows just to keep y'all involved. Question: can you not see Tony Pollard in the slot? I would love to play Tony Pollard at the slot. If Voch was the coach, first of all, let me say this: if Voch was the coach for the Cowboys, we'll win the damn Super Bowl every year. We'll have a dynasty in no time. But absolutely, Tony Pollard will be playing some slot for me, but not all the time. Tony Pollard is another player that's as good as you move him around and as good as your creativity would allow him to be. So, sure, I like Tony as slot. Would you be cool with Henderson at 17? Yes. I think Henderson will be gone, though. But who knows? Voch, tell us a funny story about Law. We were doing a meet and greet for the draft. We were in Dallas, and Law was there, Foots was there, Mark Holmes was there, E2. Like it was a damn shindig. And we was at Mike Fisher's bar, the Maverick bar. And y'all know Voch is a faithful Second Amendment concealed carrier. So I'm safe everywhere we go. And there was this really loud guy in the bar. He was loud and he was just going around and arguing with people and debating with people, just super loud and extra. Law Nation walks over to me. He says, yo, he's, somewhere along the lines, yo, Voch, what's up with your boy, man? What's up with your boy? He making me nervous. I said, why nervous? He said, look at him. I look over there. He was showing some erratic behavior, and he was da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. And, I just kind of lifted my shirt a little bit to show my Second Amendment concealed carry situation. I said, Law, we safe. And Law was like, all right, cool. And Law just went right back on this. He just went right back over in that area. He went right back mingling with the people. Like Law dead ass walked away from the people to have a drink and said, yo, Voch, I don't know about that dude over there. You show a little bit of protection. Law went right back to go mingle with the people. Shouts out to Law Nation. I got another funny story, but that probably wouldn't be good for the internet. I'll tell y'all one day in person. Dallas Lee Drive 5 in the super chat says, can you see this playing out? If CJ Henderson is at 12, Vegas takes him, and then take Jefferson at 19, making CD fall. Absolutely. Dallas, like, people are worried about about the Raiders and 49ers going receiver. But I don't think they go receiver before 17. I think they take the best defender they can get, or the best offensive lineman, or whatever they looking for. I think they'll take the complimentary, guy there, but I think they take a receiver in the back end of the draft just because they have a pick at the end of the first round. See, Dallas don't have a pick at the end of the first round. If I had the opportunity to get the best defender, then pick a receiver at the end of the first, and I'd be happy with that. But we don't have that luxury. So sure, I do think the Raiders and the 49ers will take a receiver later in the first, but not early in the first. So sure. Great super chat. Voch, I think pro day is canceled. Will help players. Sure. Fair enough. Teams got to kind of stick to their guns now. They got to rely on this film. And a lot of teams could make mistakes relying on that film. So, medicals and all that too. So, hey, man. As long as we get our guy. What else? AJ Terrell from Clemson or Jeff Gladney? I like Gladney from TCU. I think Gladney's a little better than Terrell. But I do like Terrell, though. Don't get me wrong. I remember when Voch had a knife on his live shows. Y'all too young to remember. Voch had a knife, a rifle, a handgun, a battle axe, a machete. I've had all kinds of dangerous shit on my live stream. But you know how they go. 3 more questions. I'm going to get up out of here. 3 more questions and I'm going to dip up out of here. So let's dip up out of here. If I said, do we have a problem here? Oh, man, dude was just acting a little extra, man. I was like, why this dude screaming, man? He was like, Dak Prescott, you're bugging. And I'm like, sit down. Relax. But wasn't nothing going to happen up here. Gladney's good. He's big. Do you think Derrick Brown will fall due to his combine? I tell you what, man. Derrick Brown was slow and husky looking, but I don't think he falls too much. He may fall a little bit, but he ain't gonna fall too much. I need that Second Amendment in Canada. Facts. I tell you what, man. I feel for my people in New York, man, because New York, they gun laws are terrible up there, and they just let people out of prison. So anything can happen, and you can't defend yourself like that in New York. I feel for my people in New York, man. So y'all be safe and lock that door up. What else? What else? Appreciate it again, Voch. Congrats on the 50K. Salute. Salute. The Niners lost Emmanuel and traded up. The Raiders also. I don't think the Niners traded up. I just think they just acquired an extra pick to get Buckner up out of there. I don't think they were necessarily looking to go get somebody, as they traded up. I think they go defense, man. Like those guys love to go defense over there, man. They love to go defense over there. So in New York, you got to learn how to apologize. Oh God, I'm terrible at apologizing. I didn't rob anybody. Voch had a time. I did. I still got my tomahawk, man. My tactical tomahawk, and my machete, and my 3 knives, and my multi-tool. I got a lot of stuff. What about Mims? Mims is great. I just don't think we'll be able to draft Mims because he's not a 17 guy, but he's also not a 51 guy. So. Voch, would you draft a quarterback after the first to upgrade backup? No, I do not want to upgrade my backup quarterback because for what? I'm not drafting Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts ain't good. If you drafting a quarterback, draft a starter. If Dak Prescott gets hurt, I'm not trying to win the Super Bowl no more because he's hurt. If he get hurt, I'm just going to get the first overall pick and draft the best player next year. Illmatic or It Was Written. I think It Was Written is a better album than Illmatic, and It Was Written is very underrated because Illmatic gets all of the Illmatic praise, but I think It Was Written is a better collection of music than Illmatic is. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Salute. Voch, you got to do a weapons video. I will on my other channel, on my Voch's Voice. When the Voch's Voice channel comes out, or Voch Lombardi 2.0, whenever it comes out or whatever, I'll be doing all that kind of stuff. But hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We almost did a smooth 2 hours up in here. It was fun. It was dope. We had some fantastic calls, man. A lot of new people came in and we introduced them to the show, and they seem to have some great calls, some great insights, some new people in the chat box. That was fun. I just want to come in and keep y'all entertained in this time of quarantine and these trying times, you know what I'm saying? So, hey man, I'm just trying to put my little work in, man. Just trying to put my little work in, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Trust me, if y'all wasn't watching, these shows wouldn't be long. Trust me. If y'all didn't enjoy these shows and y'all wouldn't tune in, I would do this a lot less. But because y'all do tune in, y'all do care what I have to say. We do have great discussion here. We do kind of fellowship and brotherhood and all that kind of good stuff. It makes me get off my ass and cut this stuff on, and it makes me work. So I'm gonna try to drop a Christian Fulton film session today. He's a LSU cornerback for my draft people. Y'all can tune into that. It's gonna be dropping later on. If you haven't watched the Aldon Smith film session that came out last night, go watch it. We need you to watch that. We need all them views and all that. And put up a battle rap live. I'm gonna be doing some battle rap stuff on my other YouTube channel. I just gotta get through this off season first. I think my other YouTube channel, that is not, it doesn't exist quite yet, but after the draft, I'm going to get my second YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about non-football things. So music, movies, I'm going to react to things. It's going to be a lot of jokes and just some general talk, man. I'm going to answer questions, man. People seem to think I give good relationship advice, I guess. But I'm really going to be putting my personality on Front Street. And I think I got a pretty cool little personality. I ain't nobody, but I think I got a pretty decent little personality to make a second channel that's not football. And I think that second channel would be better than my football content. So that's just me. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Voch, did you do a Dak college films. Nah, I wasn't outside. I wasn't outside like that with Dak Prescott. I probably should. Maybe for my Patreon people or something. I don't know. Maybe for my Patreon people, I'll go put up a Dak Prescott college film session. We'll see. But hey, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey, man. Until next time, appreciate y'all for tuning in. And go watch my other videos and be safe, stay inside, be healthy. Salute.